Hi, you're watching Patadendron. In today's video, I'm doing my February haul and I'm showing you all the plants that I got in February. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm Patrick and I'm a houseplant collector with an ever-growing collection of plants. And I upload every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So if you want to see how I grow my collection and keep my plants happy, then you should definitely hit subscribe. In today's video, I'm going to show you all the plants I got in February. So the first plant that I'm going to show you is the first plant I got in February, and it's actually this beautiful Scindapsus pictus argyrius, and I'm excited to show you guys because I know that some of you are or were looking for this plant, and I hope you found it by now. So if you're watching this video, cheers if you found it. But I got this plant at Bellefontaine Nursery in Pasadena, and I got it for the really good price of, I'm cheating here, $16.95. So that is a good deal for such a long trailing Scindapsus pictus exotica, and I'm super excited to have it. So this is the first plant that I got in February. The next plant that I got in February was from my Home Depot big box bonanza, and it is actually what sparked my whole fascination with carnivorous plants. And I got this monster, like literally. It's huge and it eats live things. It's a monster and it's so cool. This is the Nepenthes Miranda. Thank you guys for all of your care tips. I'm definitely giving this a lot of light and a lot of humidity. So I hope that these little, I think this is where the pitchers will grow out of, or like they're like little tiny baby pitchers, and these will develop into that. So just with some time and some light and humidity, I guess. My fingers are crossed. So the next plant that I want to show you guys is one of the plants that kind of changed my mind and blowed my mind. It's one of the plants that I got later in the month, but it is this lipstick plant, and it's got some variegation to it, but most of it isn't. And it's in this huge 10-inch planter hanging basket thing. But you know, I never really paid attention to lipstick plants, but this one kind of changed my mind about it, and they're super cool. And okay, so regular lipstick plants I never really paid attention to. This one caught my eye with variegation, and then I went to Andy's Orchids and I saw some really cool huge Aschenanthus, also known as lipstick plants, and they were so cool. And the flowers were huge and the leaves were huge, and it really kind of opened my eyes to how cool this plant is. So, oh, and I also saw some really cool pictures on Etsy, Pinterest, that had some huge lipstick plants, and I'm excited to have this, and I hope this grows, and I hope I keep it happy. So I'm going to give you guys some updates, and we're going to get to know the lipstick plant. Here is my lipstick plant that I'm so excited to have. and part of it is variegated, a lot of it isn't, so it's the best of both worlds for me. And I was just saying that I never really paid attention to lipstick plants other than the black pagoda lipstick plant. I thought, you know, those are really cool and beautiful, obviously. But I never really paid any mind to the regular one or even the curly one. But I did see this in Andy's Orchids and it was huge. So that was inspiring. And I also have seen really pretty pictures on Pinterest that are really beautiful, like nice big baskets, and these get super long and trailing, so I hope that happens with mine. I got it for $20 at Martinez Nursery for this large 8-inch, I think it's an 8-inch pot. The next plants that I'm going to show you guys are from the same shopping trip, but I got them from Rosales Gardening. And they are these two little baby oxalis, otherwise known as shamrocks. This is a green version and this is the purple shamrock. Oxalis triangularis. And the only reason why I got this is because I want to kind of experiment and see how big they grow. I have a 4-inch pot that I got from Sunset Boulevard Nursery, and it's grown quite a bit, and I figured out like some of the tips and tricks to make them grow more foliage versus flowers. So I want to kind of experiment and see how big I get these. Okay, the next plant that I'm going to show you guys is this Monolina primuliflora that I got from the same shopping trip as the two little oxalis and the variegated lipstick plant. But I don't know much about this plant yet. However, the research that I have been giving it seems to suggest that it's super easy, and I hope that it's not wrong. But it's super beautiful. I do love how kind of like satiny and velvety at the same time these leaves look. And the new growth comes out with this beautiful kind of intense coloring. And I fell in love with this when I first saw it in Sharina Talata's video. I think she got it at Andy's Orchids, if my memory serves me right. So that's kind of cool, and it's a beautiful plant. We'll see how it goes, and I will definitely keep you updated, and I will definitely show you also how cute this is up close, because this is one of my favorite plants that I got this month, and I hope I don't fail it. Monolina primuliflora. This is a plant that just started kind of popping up everywhere. These are so beautiful. These have really pretty kind of shiny, satiny leaves. And so far my home, regular humidity has been okay for it. It hasn't really shown any kind of decline yet. So I'll keep my fingers crossed. But I just thought these were so pretty, and I got it for a really good deal. I got it for $14 at Rosales Gardening. The next plant that I'm going to show you guys is another plant that I got from one of my shopping trips, and this one's from the OC to LA plant crawl, and this is the rabbit's foot fern that I got from Gabriel Nursery. And these are kind of like popping up everywhere. So they're kind of easy to find if you live in the Southern California area right now. And I think it's super cool. Like, I love the hairy rhizomes that they grow on. The next plant that I got is also from the same trip, and it's also a fern because I love staghorn ferns. This is the Platycerium bifurcatum, which is like the regular staghorn fern, but from Netherlands. And these are super cute because they don't get the kind of like split in the frond like the other ones do, like the regular bifurcatum. These just have round, chubby leaves, although this has a little split, so maybe it does. But I found this super cute, and everyone knows, well, I know that I have a super fascination with staghorn ferns, so I got this without any guilt. Next plant that I got was also from the same trip, and it is the begonia escargot. I love the little pink hairs that grow on the leaves of this plant. And if you haven't watched that video where I got this and both the ferns at, I'm gonna put that right here so you can click on it because I had a lot of fun that day. And I got just what I needed. I was in a begonia mood, so I went to Orchid Fever because they always have a good selection of begonias. Their 4-inch begonias are only $7.50, so that is a great deal. And if you are also in a begonia, especially like a begonia Rex mood, I would definitely try there if you're local to the LA Culver City area, because they have some begonias. And the next plant that I'm going to show you is also another begonia, also from the same trip, because I love begonias. And it's this begonia. It's still unidentified to me, but I love it. And even though I don't know what it's called, I seem to be giving it just the treatment that it wants because it's not dying. So this is another Rex begonia that I got from Orchid Fever for $7.50. So I had a lot of really cool plant shopping experiences in February, and one of them is because of one of you guys. So thank you so much, Christina, for inviting me to the Verdant Vivariums grand opening. That was super cool. I had a lot of fun plant shopping with you, and it was really cool meeting you. You have super cute bunnies, and I hope to see you out and about again. But I got some really cute plants thanks to you. So let me just show you what I got. The first plant that I got there is this Philodendron gracile. It's super cute. I love like these heart-shaped leaves that are super waxy. It hasn't done much for me yet, but I'm really excited to have it. And it's kind of, you know, different and interesting from all the other heart-shaped leaves that I have. And these little hearts are perfect. So I'm excited to have this in my collection. And this is the Philodendron gracile that I got from Verdant Vivariums. That was, again, so much fun. But has these cute little glossy hearts. Can't wait for that one to grow. The next plant that I want to show you guys is a begonia, and I got it also from the Verdant Vivariumis grand opening. It is this really cute Rex begonia. It's called the Mini New York Swirl, and it's kind of a mix of some of the other Rex begonias and the escargot, which I love, and I can't say no to a cute begonia. And then I also got this Sarracenia. It is the American pitcher plant. It is a hybrid. This is the cobra's nest. Carnivorous plants, like February was like the month of carnivorous plants for me, unless March is the month of carnivorous plants for me. But February was the one like where like that fascination sparked, and I'm starting to collect these. I give this plenty of light, and it has a little bit of water. I always keep it wet. So if I'm doing anything wrong, please just nicely let me know. I do know that the carnivorous plant community is very passionate, so it's kind of intimidating, but I'm super fascinated and I want to learn more. And this is the Sarracenia that I got from Verdant Vivariumis. Giving this plenty of full sun, and I never let the tray ever dry out of distilled water. And those are the cool little pictures that are growing in there. I think I'm gonna eventually take this off. I'm just kind of acclimating it right now. But when the pictures get maybe bigger, I don't know. Should I leave it on or should I just take it off now? Let me know, guys. Any tips on how to keep these carnivorous plants happy, I'm so open to. That brings me to my next group of plants, which is like one of my favorite shopping experiences, and it happens to be a super local nursery, so I'm super excited. I am really thankful for Tuck and his family. You and your wife, you have a great nursery and you have some really cool plants. So if you're local to Orange County, or if you want to make the drive down, they are a private nursery and they're appointment only. And I will include that video so that you can watch it and make an appointment yourself if you are inspired to do so. But the first plant that I want to show you from there is this Nepenthes Gaia, Saint Gaia. Funny thing is, I thought that this was a Nepenthes ventricosa, so I bought this Nepenthes Saint Gaia, but when I took it home, I was like, oh, they're the same. So I think they're both Nepenthes Saint Gaia, so I will definitely have to go back and get the ventricosa someday. The next plant that I got from there is this Nepenthes alata, and these supposedly get really big, and it's starting out really big already. But I'm doing, you know, what they do at that nursery, and they just kind of, their big tip was to make sure that you keep it wet. So I'm gonna try that and see how well that works for me. I'm gonna give it some bright light and plenty of moisture. I do believe that this is kind of helping with its humidity requirements, so it definitely can't hurt. It hasn't yet, and it's already growing some little baby pitchers, and I hope they grow some big baby pitchers. But this is the Nepenthes alata. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on my Nepenthes journey, but these are the plants that are sparking a new fascination of carnivorous plants for me, and it is quite the rabbit hole. I'm having so much fun kind of learning about these, and they're super fascinating. So I don't know, I recommend it. If you guys ever see a Nepenthes, or I've also seen them marketed as a monkey cup at like some of the nurseries, definitely grab it. Let your imagination run and research. Do some research and learn about it. They're super cool, and they're kind of essential if you want an at-home jungle, in my humble opinion. So these are the Nepenthes sisters, and you know, having the two side by side, well, you know what, I always have them side by side anyways, but these two, I'm just now realizing I think they are different. So that makes me feel better. He was telling me at the nursery that the ventricosa stays more compact and small, which this looks very compact and small compared to this, which is for sure the Nepenthes Saint Gaia. And then this is the Nepenthes alata, which, you know, it's already starting out big, and I guess these get really big. What's cool about the Nepenthes is that it doesn't look like it right now, but it's a vining plant. And in the wild, these leaves grow the pitchers, and the pitchers wrap around trees, tree branches, other plants to kind of have like a strong hold. And you know, they can keep growing up something. And I thought that was really cool. And how they catch their prey is they have these rims. I think there's nectar or like something sweet, like a sap almost, that attracts insects, and the hairs on the Nepenthes are all pointing down on the inside. So whenever the insect falls for it, they'll eventually meet their demise as they kind of slip and fall into the pitcher. And the pitcher is filled with distilled water and digestive enzymes, and it just kind of fertilizes itself that way. Isn't that fascinating? The next plant that I got from there is also carnivorous, and it is the Venus flytrap, or Dionea Akai Ryu. It's super red, it's super pretty, but I'm sure you can't see it from there, so I'm definitely gonna have to show you guys a really cool close-up. Venus flytraps are super cool, and if you ever see one out in Home Depot or Lowe's or maybe Walmart and they look semi-healthy, rescue it. Take it home, put it in a little Tupperware like this or a tray, and set it outside where it gets full sun, and that's how you keep it happy. It will catch its own prey. You don't have to feed it anything. You can if you want. I fed one of these its first meal of a fly. I know you're not supposed to feed a dead fly, and I found that afterwards. So far so good though, and nothing's happened. But it's super cool. I recommend it. Seeing these guys move and chomp, well, they won't like chomp, they'll just like do one little chomp. It's still really cool. The next plant that I got from there is also a Venus flytrap or a Dionea. So far so good. I think they're kind of finicky, but oh look, this one caught a spider. I'm gonna have to show you guys in the close-up. This is the Venus flytrap or the Dionea dente, and it's one of the kind of like more readily available types of Venus flytraps. I'm super excited to have this in my collection. I want to see all my Venus flytraps thrive because I've joined some carnivorous plant groups, especially some like Venus flytrap groups, and they look so cool, healthy, and happy. So I'm excited to show you guys. I hope I inspire you guys to kind of take interest into these carnivorous plants. If not, whatever, that's fine too. But I'm having so much fun learning about these that I want you to experience the joy that I'm experiencing. So this is the Dionea dente. I don't know much about growing carnivorous plants still, but I am learning and I will definitely share as I go. If you guys want, I can have a Venus flytrap video just for you. If you mention it in the comments. But I'll definitely have to do it when I learn more about these guys so I don't get canceled. And the next plant that I'm going to show you is also from Wonka Plants. It is the Venus flytrap or the Dionea King Henry. The difference between this and the dente is that the leaves and the traps seem a little more compact and closer to the rhizome. So we'll see how both develop. I'm giving both of them full sun. They both sit outside where they get like full sun all day. I feel like that is one of the key things. Definitely use distilled water, and you know, so far so good. So yeah, this is the King Henry. I have not fed this one yet, but it seems to have caught some, you know what? The dente caught something. I fed this one the fly. I'll have to show you the close-up. So these are my Venus flytrap siblings. And I wanted to show them all together because you can kind of see the difference or like tell the difference between them, because sometimes, like, to me, the untrained eye, they look very similar, but the more I look at them and get to know them, you know, they're totally different. Like the leaves on this King Henry are a lot shorter and like rounder versus these longer legs on the dente. And look, it caught something in that trap. Can you tell? It's kind of cool. Looks like it caught a spider. I did not feed it a spider. And this one has a housefly. And I actually did feed it the housefly. I got excited when I found one, and this was before I learned that I shouldn't feed it dead bugs, but it was fresh. I just got it and gave it to him, and it hasn't rejected it yet. It looks like it's still closed up and digesting. So that's cool. And the trap isn't going black or molding. So that's another good sign. Eat it, little guy. And this is the Venus flytrap Acai Ryu, and it has these really pretty dark purple everything. And it looks like, you know, the new, what is that, leaves, new traps come out with that really pretty green. Super cute. It's just coming out of dormancy. This is why it looks like this. So I'm excited to see how much it grows this summer. And I give these all kind of very similar treatment as the Sarracenia. I blast it with full sun all day. It does not get any kind of shade at all whatsoever. And I make sure to keep the water, you know, filled at the bottom of these little Tupperwares. And I only use distilled water. The next plant that I want to show you guys is not carnivorous. It's an alocasia, and it is this Alocasia cerean. I thought it was super cool that they sell these little baby plugs, and that's how you shop. So that is cool, and I never really see an Alocasia cerean out and about. An Alocasia cerean is the cross between Frydek and the Alocasia zebrina, and they are so beautiful. So I'm excited to kind of have this grow and show you guys. This is the baby Alocasia cerean. So cute. You could see the zebrina stems, and the shape of the leaf looks a lot like the Frydek. I hope I don't kill this one. Because I want an Alocasia cerean so bad. But yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just keeping the water level really low. The plug does not go all the way down into the pot, so the roots are not, you know, touching the water, or they're not like sitting in water. I'm just letting the moisture kind of evenly distribute throughout the pot for now. Next plant that I got is the begonia red robin. I love everything about it. I love its glittery, shimmery leaves and its red, hairy leaves. So I'm sure a lot of you aren't surprised. Some of you already guessed that I actually got this. So yeah, I did. This is the begonia red robin. This is the begonia red robin up close. You can see all of its glittery beauty up close. Ain't it pretty? Last plant that I got from Wonka Plants is this begonia Brazilian lady. I just love its velvety leaves, and I thought that it was just so pretty and so special that I had to get it. So yeah, This is the begonia silver lady. The next plant that I got is also another begonia, but it is not a Rex begonia. It is an angel wing begonia, and I got the begonia frosty. These are super cute. I had a hard time deciding between the Sinbad and the frosty, but I've always wanted the frosty, but the Sinbad were super cute also, so I think I'm gonna have to go back for one of those. But this begonia frosty is so cute, and it's been on my wish list, so I had to get it. It was only $12 for this little baby, but I've seemed to have been keeping it happy, and so far so good. These are the begonias that I got from Wonka Plants, and check out the Brazilian lady right there. So beautiful. I love those velvety little hairy leaves. I think it's so pretty and so unique. I hope that stays like that as the plant matures and gets bigger. And this is the begonia frosty. I've always wanted a begonia frosty because I love angel wing begonias. It just, to me, looks like a more speckled, more silvery begonia maculata almost. And now I want to go back and get the Sinbad pink. So it never ends, does it? And I almost forgot to show you another plant that I got from Wonka Plants, and it is this Platycerium superbum. Tuck was growing these in his nursery, and I noticed them, and I asked if that was a grande or a superbum, and I told him I just got a Platycerium grande and that I am eyeing the superbum. And he was super nice and threw this in with my purchase. So thank you so much. So far so good, and I hope, you know, this one does well and it grows for me. I want to have both my grande and superbum next to each other, kind of like how Rainforest Flora has them together. I thought it looked super cool, and I like being able to see, you know, the stark differences between the two very similar species of Platycerium. So, yay, got my superbum. This is the Platycerium superbum. It is in a yellow cashpo. But I just kind of want to mimic Tuck's conditions in his greenhouse as much as possible. I mean, I don't think I can replicate it or even come close to it, but he had his with, you know, a tray of water underneath, so it never really dries out and it just stays evenly moist. And that's what I'm trying to do with this, and also the Alocasia Syrian. Okay, so the next group of plants are super special because I just got them, but I'm also like super excited to show you guys what I got from Andy's Orchids open house. Now, if you watched the video, you already know I didn't get any orchids. But my interest is definitely piqued. My imagination is sparked, and I'm inspired. I want to grow orchids. But I'm kind of intimidated. I want them to obviously be really happy and bloom for me. Is that the point of growing orchids? Right? But I got some really cool other plants that I did not expect to find there. And I didn't really expect to be like, ooh and ah about these, except for some of the begonias that I got, which is what I'm gonna start with. And it is the Begonia Metallica. Ooh. Okay. Well, it's a lot better now. This Begonia Metallica is super cool. I was really excited to see this there. It was like in one of the first tables. And before I knew what to do with the plants that you wanted to buy, I made Joe hold these. So this is probably one of the reasons why Joe had to sit outside. But it's okay. He's okay. We ate and he's happy, and this plant is in my collection. It is the Begonia Metallica. This is the label says Begonia Metallica, but when I looked up Begonia Metallica, it didn't quite look the same. Maybe it'll look the same when it matures, but I will have to do some more looking into this. But I love this begonia. Look at how shiny its leaves are. It's got this like really pretty glitter iridescence to it, and that is what did it for me. I saw it in the sun and I fell in love with it. And I will include the video of myself checking out of Andy's orchids, because I caught a pretty moment with this kind of glistening in the sun, and I want to share it with you guys. Love how glittery these leaves are. So the next plant that I want to show you is another begonia, and it was right next to the Begonia Metallica. It is the Begonia Longimaculata. Now, okay, one interesting thing that I'm gonna have to figure out is having to transition these guys from sphagnum moss. That might not be too hard, actually. I don't know. But they're in all sphagnum moss. This is the Begonia Longimaculata. It looks like a cane begonia of some sort, but it is beautiful. It has this metallic sheen with also the little spots that, you know, reminds me of the Maculata whitey eye. This is my Begonia Longimaculata from the magical place that is Andy's Orchids. And I am a begonia lover and a collector, so I got the first begonias I saw. So the next group of plants that I got from Andy's Orchids are really cool and totally unexpected, especially for me, because I have been burnt by peperomias, but I kind of like regained my confidence with peperomias with my Peperomia angulata. I don't know how false that is, so we're gonna find out. But the next plant that I'm gonna show you is this Peperomia trinervis bicolor, and they are these really cute leaves. I will definitely have to show you the close-up because these are kind of small right now, but I thought they were super cool, and my interest in peperomia has definitely been kindled. This is the peperomia trinervis. It's a little leggy, but we'll see. I got it because this part right here looks super healthy, and it just looks a little more established than the other ones that were there. I will include a photo of this plant nice and mature. And that is what I hope this one will look like someday. So the next plant is, surprise, another peperomia, and it is the peperomia pudiolata. I have the angulata, and the pudiolata looks very similar but different, and I don't know, I saw a huge version of this at the greenhouse and I thought it was so cool. So I hope one day this grows to be super big like that. We shall find out. I'll keep you guys updated. These are some of the coolest peperomia species that I've ever seen, and I just could not leave without them. This is the peperomia pudiolata. Has these super cool leaves. This is also another peperomia that I never ever see out. And it's actually one of the peperomias that I've always wanted. This is the peperomia pudiolata. And the last plant that I got from Andy's Orchids is this peperomia metallica. They were so cool. I saw one outside and I saw one in the greenhouse. I was just really interested in them. And when I talked to the person that was kind of, giving everyone some help around the greenhouse, he told me that this shouldn't be too hard to keep happy. And that was all I needed to hear. I was sold. And they come with these cool little QR codes. When you check out, they make tags for you, and all you need to do is scan this QR code, and they'll teach you how to care for each and every single one of the plants that you get from Andy's Orchids. So that's another cool thing from going to their open house. And I also got the peperomia metallica. This is that. It's so pretty. These metallic, super shiny leaves just really attracted me, especially being a begonia lover. This one tugged at my heartstrings. And I talked to the guy that was, helping everyone in the greenhouse, who was super helpful, and he kind of made me feel better about it. He said I might need to give it some humidity or, keep it covered up under glass for a little bit, but I shouldn't have to do that permanently, and it should be an easy plant. So I hope I can keep this one happy. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I had a lot of fun showing you guys all the plants that I got in February. I hope you enjoyed it too. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Please throw me a bone and give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my plant videos, which I hope you do, please hit that subscribe button. I just don't want to miss you too much, so if you could show me some love in the comments, and I'll meet you there. Bye!